I want to see some feet, and I have this belief, diarrhea. I have some belief that I want to see some feet, fisheria. Yes. Yes, fish can. Hold on a second. Yes. You guys agree with Donald Trump? Who agrees with Trump? Who supports Donald? I support Donald. We support him. We're going to support Donald. Turning into a whale, she big but turning into guys be caught, devil. Be caught, she's in state. She's in state evil. Guys up to, he's out there with me. Do you agree with Trump? I agree with you, Dr. Fish. I want to see it. Whip it out. Whip it out, Fish. I want to whip it out. Whip it out, Fish. Yeah. That's what you get, Johnny. Yeah. That's what you got, Johnny. Yeah. Yeah. What you got? Yeah. That's what you got, Johnny. How did I like? What's around like? Right? Yeah. Yes, I can. I want to ride like. I want to ride the light. Yeah. Yes, fish can. You guys up to? Fish, I want to ride your light. He's out there with me. The news is coming on soon. I want to watch news. I just want to watch it. They won't portal me, huh? Gotta get me in that portal, kid. I want to get in Porto. Porto. In Porto. Phone's dying. Trying to get used to the setup. Yeah. Try to get used to my setup. Fish. It's just a matter of time for one of my buddies shows up. Where's one of my buddies at? Danny. Hi, Danny. Danny. Oh, yeah. That food was pretty good, man. I had that stream going a little bit, man. I had to eat, man. I don't like when my stomach growls when I'm streaming. It messes me up. Oh. Shorty wanna be good. I need to find sugar. Sugar. Fish won't be good. That bud earlier got me. Blaze! Yeah. guys up to? You guys like Donald Trump? Let me know. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just chilling out. He was raised up. What you guys up to out there? Happy Friday. Payday. Most people get paid on Thursdays sometimes too. My one job, I used to get paid on Mondays. It was a weird day to get paid Monday. The day's going to beat. The day's going to beat. But you don't light it up. Final Destination. Bloodlines. Final Destination, it was alright. I only think I've seen like a couple of them. I don't really like scary movies, even though Final Destination is really a scary movie. It's gory. I swear that movie's gory. Final Destination. They're always getting killed in some weird way. Final Destination. Where'd Swiss Vapors go? Doing a family thing? I was at teacher conferences yesterday. Doing the family thing. You know, like my tow truck cars? You guys agree with Donald Trump? Let me know. What you guys doing today? Happy Friday. It's good old Friday, kid. Nice Friday. Oh, that's a weird ad. You guys ever get some weird ass ads? That's where they play. The later it gets, the weirder they get. I swear they do. Oh yeah, fishy fish sticks. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. I'm in love with Fish's fish stick. Come on, sing it. I'm in love with Fish's fish stick. Wait for the news to come on. You know it's going to be something bad today, too. News is a little different out in Iowa. Philly news and TV in New Jersey was a little different. Out here it's a little more laid back. That's my cholo. Cause we got it for the Lolo. Loco. Yeah, fishy. Do you like Donald? I love him. Love me some Donald. Where'd RC go? That guy knows his movies. He's like the only one. I swear he sleeps with like a movie book. Favorite movie? It's out there with me. Now it's a little late. I gotta get off these third shift schedules. Wish it was 3 in the afternoon. Well, I would be getting ready for work then. Not than me. My heart. That's a big old Motley Crue. The vocalist was alright though. Whoa, yeah. Fish lights it up in his underwear. Whoa. The electric slide, huh? Whoa. Yeah, baby. Yeah. He said skydive naked from an aeroplane. Oh, he says aeroplane. Should jump on somebody's panel, huh? Gotta grab my nitro for that. Grab super laptop for that. Oh. Ooh. Whoa. Yeah. Find a different song. Appreciate you guys even lurking, man. I'm just chilling, guys. It's late. Dr. Fish isn't a drama channel. It's killing them views earlier uploading, so they don't board on me. You gotta lay off the clips sometimes. Uploading clips is addicting. Yeah, yes it is. Swiss Baker, where'd you go, buddy? You guys subscribe to my science channel right there. That's a good channel. I like that channel. I mean, it doesn't have as many subscribers as this one, but it's a good channel. Yes. Yes, it is. You guys agree with Donald Trump? I'm sorry, I don't feel like holding the phone. I'm letting it charge for a second. I'm sorry about that. Hope you guys are having a great night. God bless all you guys. Oh, I got indigestion. Coffee give you guys indigestion? I swear it gives me indigestion. Yeah, who are you? You guys like the band Nirvana? I just seen something pop in my feed. I wasn't really big on them. I respect them though. They were one of the biggest bands. I just didn't like their sound. A lot of people like them though. People probably think I was crazy for saying that. I just didn't like them like that. And the Deftones too. I wasn't big on them either. Maybe that one song they had, Change. I watched you change into a fly. Another. Yeah. Don't rush. You know guys like Trumpy? I wish you'd get them groceries cheaper, huh? I was at the grocery store today, man. That shit's crazy. They still got some good deals and shit, though. Oh, come on, bro. You even hit that song. I don't even know what the hell they're playing. Ooh. Where'd Kang go? Where'd Liu Kang go? I was talking to Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat earlier. Said he wanted my soul. Oh, no, that's Shang Tsung. I was good at Mortal Kombat, like real good, until they put Noob Saibot in the game. Then I started to suck. When Mortal Kombat, it's one game, you master it, and all of a sudden they make another one that they switch the controls a little bit. Then they put new characters in it that you can't beat the teleporters if you don't teleport. Liu Kang in the game can teleport, but it's a counter move. When they're teleport, you gotta counter. It's too hard. Guys like Noob Saibot, you know how to use Noob Saibot. You can beat anybody in that game. He won't even be able to touch you. You can combo, then just teleport. I always liked Mortal Kombat. I thought it was a great game growing up. Me buy it, me baby. Part-time lover. I was in Fishy's chat and he looked like a whale. Fishy, I was in that chat. He looked like a whale. This fucking thing keeps blowing and hit my nose here. Make my nose tickle. Hate that shit. Little fan. Stop tickling me. Try to tickle me. Look, ready, look. There's some people in here. I'm gonna show you guys how to twerk that ass. Like I'm a professional like twerker. There's some people in here. I'll show you guys some cheeks and shit. You know what I mean? I know it's late, probably lonely, and just want to lurk. I like to stream and twerk. You know? Yeah, we went together. You know? You know what I mean? You guys like Trump? Who's gonna twerk it for Trump with me, man? That's what I like doing late at night, shaking my ass. That's what I'm into. I was doing that shit with my girl earlier in the mirror and shit. People were looking at me. I forget where I was. I started shaking that ass, and everybody started looking at me. Wish they would have started throwing dollar bills at me, but you see, the problem is I got flat cheeks. You know what I mean? Like real flat. Let me grab my smokes. For me. Look at that. See, look I mean, like, it doesn't got nothing to jiggle. You know what I mean? It doesn't jiggle. So that's the problem. My ass ain't got no jiggle. Wait, on that. Who's out there with me? You guys support Trump? Will always be there. Said, don't you promise me the world. Sound like Donald Trump, huh? He promises the world, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you guys. You guys up to? Agree with Trump or not? Yeah. Quit smoking. Getting older, man. Mira's birthday is coming up too. It's gonna be an old horse. Yeah, Mira's birthday is on the 28th, 8 days. And that's why it's Mare Bear 627. That's her birthday. I remember when I first got with her years ago, I used to have to go look and shit. That's the worst, yo. You forget it for your day off. That's the thing with girls. They remember your first hug. They remember when you got together. They're like, girl, what do they, write it down or something? Like women remember everything. Your first kiss. Yeah. Did your guy's girl do that or your wife? No, like you ever forget dates and stuff? All guys do. Na. Never gonna stream again. Yeah, don't forget important dates with your girl or your wife, man. I swear they memorize every date. The first time he looked at me. They got it written down and shit. For real. Yeah. Oh, you feel unsure, huh? And in my dance floor. It's nice out tonight. I'm chilling out here. It's too cold in there, yo. That central air kicks. But as soon as you walk in there, your nipples get hard. So I don't like when the air's on too like that. I wish I had his money, Tito Ortiz. He's a pretty good fighter, Ortiz. He is alright, Ortiz. I watched him lose though. He was alright though. I liked the Iceman. I remember when Chuck Liddell was badass. He got older, man. I was mad as hell watching him get knocked out though. He looked like an old man fighting guys half his age. No, it threw me off because he was still old and he knocked that dude out quick. And I seen Chuck Liddell get folded, dude, bad. He was a good fighter. There's a lot of great fighters in the MMA. I can't believe that one guy, I forget his name, with that tied hair. That one guy just died. What the hell is his name? The guy with the hair, the tie-dyed hair. Not Chatty Batty, the other one. Was it Sean Strickland? That one guy just lost. He's a real good fighter, too. They're bringing a lot of foreign fighters into the MMAs. They fight cheaper. They're more thorough than a lot of American fighters. That guy Dustin Poirier is a good fighter. He's a good fighter for an American fighter. Even Khabib likes him. Khabib don't like any of them. Respects him. That one Spanish dude though, that starts with a P or something, that dude's a monster. I try to catch the fights once in a while. I enjoy watching that level. I like watching Rampage Jackson. I like watching Izzy and those guys in their prime too. Yeah, but that one Spanish guy is real good, Michael. Dustin's fight next month. Yeah, he's a great fighter. He beat McGregor. It's a shame what happened to McGregor. He was a 2-time different weight champ and everything. McGregor got, I don't know what's up with him. I guess the money. I know when you're the best sometimes and you're at that level, and he was the best, McGregor. I guess it went to his head a little bit. He really was a good fighter, though, McGregor. He was good at selling fights. Probably one of the best at it. And that other guy. Who's that other guy that doesn't even look like... I think his name's Chad something. You know who I'm talking about? Chad something. That guy is a very good fighter. I see him all the time, everywhere on podcasts and shit. And clips and stuff. Dustin Poirier's wife's real pretty, too. But don't tell him I said that shit, yo. He knocked me out and shit. Don't tell Dustin I said that. No, the P guy. P-I-E-R. He starts with a P. I know who Mendez is. He's badass, too, bro. No, the other one in the MMA. Starts with a P. I believe he just fought off like a home intruder or something, too. He's a Spanish guy. I know the one guy did the same thing with a home intruder, but this guy broke into that Spanish guy's house or something I was reading. I think it was him. Nah, he starts with a P. That's why I need to hear his name. I can't always memorize these guys' names if I don't know how to pronounce it. I need to know hear their names. I'll tell you right now. He'll pop up as, when I Google this right now, he'll pop up as one of the best fighters. Top best MMA fighters. Oh, that other guy, yeah, Islam, that guy's badass. No, I don't see him. He didn't pop up. Yeah, I can't remember. Dude, that dude's badass, bro. I'm telling you. You know who I'm talking about? That big dude. He's like, he likes to use his feet and stuff. How about that Chatty McBatty guy? And what is the guy with the purple hair that just lost? Got knocked out quick, too. That guy's a beast, too. I was surprised they knocked him out that fast. That's the part of being a fighter. You know, you're going to lose. Well, I mean, unless you're Khabib. Guys like Khabib, you can't beat guys like that can wrestle and submit you. It doesn't matter how good you can strike and stuff. He's just gonna... Yeah, Sean O'Malley. Yeah, I like him now. Yeah, thank you. That's his name, bro. His name is Sean O'Malley. He's a great fighter. Yep, that's his name. He got like pink hair and shit. He's kind of skinny. His foot game's real good though. He's a good striker. I like him. Tito Ortiz is badass though, bro. Ortiz might have lost though, but people respect him and shit. I respect him. John Jones, people say he's recognized as one of the GOATs. But people say the way he, John Jones likes to, when people are coming towards him, he likes kicking them in their kneecaps and using eye gouges. He uses tactics to win fights. He's very good at it. He's a dirty fighter. He goes for your knees and stuff, and your eyes. A man can't move, a man can't fight, a man can't see, a man can't fight. He's very good at that. I think he only lost once, John Jones. I remember seeing this man speak on TV before. This was probably like a year ago. I was watching some event, and he just came on TV. John Jones, he was said to this guy, "It doesn't matter how you train or what you do, I'm gonna ruin you." Yeah, dude's burnt out. He's like, all that training you're doing right now is for nothing. Yeah, he dropped that guy quick as hell too. I was like, wow, dude. Who's your favorite fighter, Michael? If you had to pick one. I like that Spanish guy. I like that Islam guy because I'd like to see him and Khabib go at it. I think they're different weight classes, though. I know Khabib doesn't fight no more because of his dad and personal decisions, and I don't really think he likes hurting people, Khabib. I just think he's good at it. I don't think he enjoys it. That's why he doesn't do it no more. He doesn't get no love or passion with it no more without his dad there with him, and he don't like hurting people. Yeah, Alex. That's who I'm talking about, yo. That's that Spanish guy, right? Hold on a second. That's who I'm talking about. That Spanish guy. That's him, right? Hold on. I swear that's his name. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's him, bro. That's that guy I was just talking about. It's Pereira. He's from Brazil. Yeah, he's like Hispanic, Spanish, or Brazilian. No, that's who I'm talking about. He's my favorite, one of my favorite fighters too. Remember I said Spanish guy, but he's Brazilian. I meant like Hispanic, Latino kind of descent. Yeah, dude, that guy's like the best, bro. One of them, I think. I wouldn't want to fight that guy. Google him. He looks like a monster. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's him, bro. 37 years old. Yeah, that's him, bro. That's who I'm talking about. That guy is a fighter right there. Imagine having to fight that guy tomorrow. Yeah, that's him, bro. Thank you. See, it's simple mistake like that on his geographic distribution, like his ethnic group. See how it messed us up? See, if we'd have said Brazilian fighters, you would have known right off. That's why geographic distribution is important. It's even more important in science. No, yeah, those guys would knock you out. There's a 140-pound guy. I'm a 210, 6-foot guy. Those guys would fold you, even at 140 pounds. That's all they do is fight. Bigger guys is a bigger target for them, especially if they grapple. They'll use your weight against you. They'll hit you in your ribs to hurt you so you can't breathe. Littler guys that know how to fight and are real strong, they'll beat up your rib cage. You'll be spitting up blood. Watch out for the ribs, man. That shit hurts, the ribs. LOL, I'll lose every time. I hear you, buddy. So would a lot of people. He's pretty cool, though, Michael. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, buddy. Where are you from, man? I'm from New Jersey, but I live in Iowa. Just moved into this house out here. It's pretty nice. I live with like this couple out here and stuff. Mara and I, it's not that we're struggling on our own. We just need some stability. So I moved in with this nice couple and stuff. Beautiful home and stuff. Great food. It's just nice out here. How your parents are from Mexico? I hear you. Yeah, this is a nice ass house I'm staying at. Look at this porch. This has got a whole porch. I just can stream out here and smoke. I'm off work. I took off work today because I had to eat and get situated. I'm gonna go to work today. I'm trying to get a better job during the day. I gotta finish certain things with my college, man, so I can go be a full-fledged marine biologist. I have to finish certain things. I already am a marine biologist. I just have to get into the field. And I will. I'll fix certain things. That's why I needed stability in my life. And I got it. I'll have a lot more money soon, too. A lot more. It's starting tomorrow. Supposed to go to Missouri today. It was nice talking to you, man. I gotta go to bed. Enjoy it. Yeah, you enjoy. I wake up at night. I wake up at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I stay up because I work at like 6 and stuff. I'm a night person. You know, I could have just stayed in bed and slept and woke up at like 6 a.m., but it's not like I got to be at work till 6 p.m., you know. That's why I'm kind of stuck up at night and shit. Kind of ruins your day sometimes when people around you are off and they want to do stuff, but, you know, the whole world, I want to do stuff now. I'm awake now, you know. Because I work at night, and after work it amps me up a little bit. Get into that work mode. Then you eat, then you want to drink coffee, and next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, that's how it goes usually for me. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I know. You got to make that money, man. I was moving today. That's why I kind of took off today. I'm just blessed to know these people and have a good place. I'm tired of renting these shitty apartments and stuff, man. I like living in a nice home like this with good, you know what I mean? Good people around you, good food made, washers and dryers, just dishwashers. Like, it's just the simple things you take for granted. You know, Washington State, man, pretty cool, bro. I know I named this, do you guys agree with Trump and stuff? I don't really, I support Donald Trump and stuff. I don't want to see people get beat up on TV and deported either. You know, politics is a touchy subject. You know, a lot of people agree with him, a lot of people don't agree with him. You know, oh, you're from Washington State? That's pretty cool, buddy. I live in Iowa right now. I'm from New Jersey, though. Washington, I hear, is beautiful, bro. Is marijuana legal out in Washington? Are you guys allowed to smoke weed in Washington? I don't know the marijuana laws out there. In Iowa, where I live, it's frowned upon. It's illegal in Nebraska. New Jersey, it's legal. I think it's illegal in Texas. I think it's illegal in California. I don't know. I know that carts are illegal and stuff. Certain states, them THC carts can be a felony. I know you're not allowed to have them in Florida. I don't like that, how one state you can do something and the other one you can. I don't like that. That's the only thing I don't like about the United States. I don't like how one state can have more rights than another state and we're all a star on the flag. I don't like that. They should all be equal in states. I understand why they do it, and money and population and stuff. I understand it, but I don't like it. I mean, we're all star, like, they should make their star different on the flag then, you know? Why are they all the stars the same then if all the laws in each state are different? But all the stars on the flag are the same? It makes sense, right? It's just the way it goes, you know? Guys, make sure you guys like that stream, man. Nice, man. And I just like California, everything goes, especially Oregon. I've never been to Oregon. I heard it's beautiful out there. Oregon. Is it Oregon or Oregon? I'm from New Jersey. We speak a little differently. We say water. I was trying to find my razors in my car. I was looking in the car. I can't. I tell you what, it gets dark out here, dude. You can't see shit. Even with a flashlight, man, you still can't see. It's dark as hell out, like a black hole, bro. It gets dark out here. There's no moonlight, nothing. It's dark out here. I bet you it gets dark, and it gets dark everywhere, obviously. You know. Or is it Oregon or Oregon? It has to be Oregon. No, Oregon. sound like an idiot. Use the college-educated marine biologist and don't know how to say Oregon. That's one that always got me. Oregon. I used to play that game, Oregon Trail. Remember that? You shoot the little buffalo and shit. You think you're all cool when you're a little kid going into the computer lab in school. The only game you had was Oregon Trail. Video games blew up, didn't they, guys? When we were all in school playing games on the computer and Mario at home, I thought video games were going to flop. I never would have guessed that they would have evolved how they did today. Gaming is the biggest criteria on YouTube, even over influencers, anything. Gaming generates more. It's a monster. It really is. Gaming. Washington State, huh? I don't know anybody from Washington or California. I always wanted to go to the Pacific Ocean now. I grew up around the Sea of Atlas, the Atlantic Ocean. But I always wanted to go to the Pacific. Yeah, Washington has carts and greenhouses everywhere, especially, how do you say that? Yakami? Is that how you say it? Yakami? Or Yakami, or I don't know. I'm not sure, buddy. I don't know how to say your first name, buddy. I like your hat, dude. I don't really wear a hat. I'm a little bald on top. That's why I don't like wearing a hat. And I don't like not wearing a hat, having my head all shaved, because it makes me look like a white supremacist. And I don't support hate groups or hate. I support my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It was never about hate. Jesus said, the world hateth me before it hated you. That's why I always wear a hat. You know. Yakami. It's native name. Oh, okay, Yakami. Native name, okay. I was studying Navajo lore and Navajo legend about skinwalkers. You know, because, you see videos on YouTube, they're like, oh, it's a skinwalker. No, according to Native American legend, it has to happen on Navajo land. I was reading about the Navajo and the Star people, and, all their knowledge is passed down. Even with skinwalkers and certain things they speak about, it has to be real. I was listening to a Navajo speak about it. Very interesting stuff. He was debunking a lot of these paranormal people and saying how they're lying. It has to happen on Navajo land. And they can't use, like when they shapeshift, they have to use certain animals that are on Navajo land. They can use deer, they can use the wolf. Can't use the bear because it's sacred. That's why you hear a lot of the skinwalker encounters on Navajo land or with wolves. Very interesting stuff. I always found it interesting. Are you Native American, buddy? It's a damn shame what happened to the Native Americans. It's genocide. I'd never even seen two Native Americans side by side my whole life, and I'm about to be 41 years old. You literally have to travel to a reservation and really look. You just don't see them in the supermarket in the everyday town, and I'm sure you do if you live in Arizona or California, understand? If you're near Navajo land or near their land. You know, when the white people came up to the Native Americans back in the day, they were like, "Can we buy your land?" They thought they were crazy. Can't buy the land. They were going to sell them the sky next. That's how they looked at it. Well, you want to buy the sky next? They looked at white people like they were crazy. He wants to buy the land. What a weirdo, you know? Yeah, we'll sell it. You want to buy the sky too? It's a damn shame what happened. That's how they looked at it. Oh, he's buying land. He's going to buy the sky. You want to buy a cloud next? A lot of fishing waterfalls can't. Well, the largest waterfall in the world is, I believe it's in Venezuela, Angel Falls, 979 meters. They showed it in that movie Point Break 2, Angel Falls. It's an overlooked waterfall, but it's absolutely beautiful. Waterfalls, camping in Washington, beautiful, and no Mexicans, but there are a lot of natives in this area. Good people, I heard. I live with some good people right now. It's not that I wasn't making it on my own and stuff. My girl's a little disabled with certain ways she thinks and stuff, and kind of need a third with me sometimes. I can't always be the woman in the relationship too. I gotta work and do other stuff too. I can't do everything. Sometimes you need stability. You need good people around you to produce good works. You understand? You see yourself doing well and you do well. Sometimes you need a strong support system around you. You need good people around you. You need that friend you can call at 3 o'clock in the morning because you don't have a spare in your car and you need help. Sometimes resources are worth more than money. Remember that, guys. They always say the best things in life are free, and that's a prime example. You gotta have resources. I don't really talk to my family and stuff, you know? And that's okay, you know? I don't take advice from them or certain people. I can make it without them. You know? That's how I look at it. I can make it on my own anywhere. Yo, hold me down, buddy. I'm gonna turn you blue real quick. If somebody comes in here with a wee pick or something, man, get rid of them, bro. I have to pee real quick. I'm drinking coffee, buddy. I turned you blue, alright? Please hold me down. I don't have none of my. They don't port on my streams. Make sure you go check out my clips on this channel, buddy. I do pretty well on clips. I pull like 10,000 views a day, every day with clips. I did like 3,300 on my science channel in 48 hours. I think I did like 9,000 in the last 48 over here. Thanks, buddy. Hold me down. We'll be right back, man. We'll have a good conversation. I like talking to good. I'd rather talk to one good person than 50 weirdos. That's pretty quick, right? I just had to use the bathroom, buddy. Drinking too much coffee, buddy. Yeah, drinking too much coffee, buddy. Yeah, that skinwalker stuff always fascinated me. Because I know the world's, we deal with interdimensional, non-human, demonic entities. Demons are very real. They have no power, though. You gotta think, if demons are real, it has to be good guys, you know? And there are. God backed me up again the other day. He always does. Washington State. It's pretty cool. You say you're from. Let me read your comments and stuff. Hold on, buddy. I'm cleaning my ears. My ears itch. You know what it is? My little the little things on my headphones fell off. I can't hold them in my ears long and listen to these. This damn thing makes my ear itch. Yeah, I go fishing, buddy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, do a little fishing. I'm a fish expert. I know everything about fishes. It's my business. Just like Marone Sactolus right there. You know? Oh yeah. It's my business to know 'em. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, I like them all. See, if that wasn't an invasive species, that catfish right there I'm holding is 21 pounds. That's one of the largest catfish ever caught in New Jersey. They're an invasive species, so they don't count as a state record. Would that be a state record right there? Documented, and even with the creel limits, it's one of the largest catfish ever caught in New Jersey on record. In that picture right there. There's the proof, too. You can see the spot, everything. You can see the sign, everything. It's a nice fish right there. You don't catch flatheads like that in New Jersey. You catch these guys. You catch a lot of those guys. Channel catfish. Oh, you got family out in New Jersey? What part of New Jersey, buddy, if you don't mind me asking? I lived in Pemberton Township and like Medford Township. Nice areas out there. Burlington County, South Jersey. I liked it. Guys, make sure you guys like that stream. I enjoyed it. You know. I appreciate you stopping out. Oh, the Jersey Shore. Oh, there you got Wildwood. You got a lot of them. You know. Yeah, you have a lot of them. You know. Wrong one. I'll be remonetized soon too, guys. I was uploading Warner Brothers videos. I just didn't want to. Been making super chats for 7, 8 years straight. I just got tired of always making 300, 400, 500 a month. I wanted to make like 15,000. And my only way to do that is to upload videos. You just can't use copyrighted material. I had the shorts monetization policy. They were monetizing and paying me. That's what was throwing me off. I was averaging $53 to $82 an upload, and I was uploading 300 times a day. That's how much money you would make. You make a lot of money easy on YouTube and stuff. That's why they have copyright laws, man. You can't get out of them. I wish you could use certain things, or you need to pay for a license. It costs too much. And it's per video, per section. You'll end up in a courtroom with copyrighted stuff. You have to be careful. It's considered reused content. Yeah, Washington would be more of salmon and anadromous species.
which run naturally. The whole town, in certain towns in Washington, will shut down when the salmon are running. They're running because they're a anadromous species. So what are you up to, man? Oh, I like trout too. My favorite species to eat is probably flounder and cod. I don't know, man. I've had some good flounder and cod, boy. I like cod. Flounder, I was raised on flounder. Flounder are very cool fishes too. They're considered Bethnic bottom feeding fishes. I like how both of their eyes can go towards the right side of their head. I like how when they're resting on the bottom, they their body can mimic the environment and become a checkerboard pattern. Flounder are amazing. And they call them fluke because geographic distribution and the time of the year would be the summer. Yeah, but anadromous species like trout and salmon are good eating. Very good eating. I like salmon if it's prepared correctly. I like how you can grill it, buddy, and you can dip it and stuff, and you have rice and stuff. Salmon's very healthy for you. Stay away from the farm raised. Think of farm raised salmon. Think about growing tomatoes in your garden. They're like growing them fishes. They're not naturally being anadromous and running through your state. So it's going to be different with that aquatic vertebrate species. Yeah, I like them. The biggest trout I have ever caught, I think I caught like a 6 or 7 pound rainbow. That's one fish that kind of eluded me for years and years was trout. Yeah, but I caught like a 6 or 7 pounder. I have a picture of it. I have thousands and thousands of pictures, so you always could show them, you know. Trout are difficult to catch even sometimes on spinners and stuff. Because I don't like using live bait and stuff sometimes. Well, you have to at certain places. Certain lures don't work for certain species. You have to be natural and trigger their chemoreceptors so they hit. It's important with fishes. You gotta trigger them chemoreceptors. I like members of the Cyprinidae family too. I like koi and goldfish. They're all Cyprinidae, minnows. The longest living goldfish lived 43 years. They can swim 0.85 miles per hour. And goldfish technically can live 10 to 15 years on average. We got some yellow belly cats, fish, sturgeon. Oh, I know what you guys have out in Washington. I know what's out there. Trust me. Sturgeon are monsters too. Beluga sturgeon, well, its geographic distribution's in Russia. It changes a little bit. Their caviar is worth the most. Walleye too have excellent eyesight. They have that reflective crystal on the back of their eye called a tabium lucidum. If you got bass, that's Microptera salmoids, burst swimming speeds of 12 miles an hour. Look, carp, Cyprinidae. Catfish species, more than 3,000 species. Oh yeah. Yellow belly cats, when you say that would be bullheads, yellow and brown bullhead. You know? That'd be yellow and brown bullheads. There are more than 2,200 to more excess of 3,000 species of catfishes. They're like a swimming tongue. On the flank of an adult channel or blue cat, there's at least 5,000 taste buds per square centimeter of skin. Their whiskers are actually called barbels. They're sensory organs equipped with taste buds. The way the taste buds work on the flank of the back is they locate the food. The barbels act as feelers to sample the food, and once the food enters the mouth, taste buds in the mouth tell the brain whether the food is edible or not. That's how they feed. And remember, catfishes are not just on the bottom. That's a fallacy. That's something some drunk guys say that go fishing. Catfishes are nocturnal omnivores. They're omnivorous species. Oh yeah. The largest is the Mekong catfish. It weighed 646 pounds. It's caught out of the Mekong River. That's the largest one on record. 646 pounds. That's a big fish. Largest freshwater fish in Africa is the Nile perch. They can get 6 to 10 feet and about anywhere from 500 to 660 pounds. That's the largest freshwater fish in Africa, and there are 54 countries in Africa. The largest freshwater fish in South America, like in the Amazon, would be the arapaima. They have physostomus swim bladders. That's why you can see them gulp from the atmosphere to fill their swim bladder. They get 6 to 10 feet. They have an average weight of 220 pounds, but they can get up to 440 pounds, that making them the largest freshwater fish in South America. Oh yeah. Let me grab my cigarettes real quick. Dame ese cigarrillo. Oh, she's not over there. Fastest fish in the ocean's a cosmopolitan sailfish. In speed trials in Florida, a cosmopolitan sailfish took out 300 feet of line in 3 seconds. That's equivalent to a velocity of 68 miles per hour. Largest fish, whale shark. Largest one on record was 59 feet. Always remember with whale sharks, remember the number 40. They're about 40 feet long and roughly 40,000 pounds. That's how you always remember. One of the smallest fish species in the world is a dwarf pigment goby and a spiny devilfish. They're about the size of your thumbnail. Oh yeah. Longest living crustacean, a lobster. There's more than 50,000 species of crustaceans. A lobster is the one that lives the longest, lifespan excess of 50 years. Largest lobster was caught in Nova Scotia in 1977, weighed 44 pounds, 5 ounces. That's a big lobster. No one's ever caught one that big. Oh, you were here the other day, Trisha, when we were talking about fishes and clownfishes. Clownfishes just have, for example, are the 29 species of anemone fishes, guys. They have disruptive contrast, not counter shading. Disruptive contrast works by a fish having contrasting colors that confuse a predator. The predator observes the pattern and does not see the fish. It's rumored that they say it comes from the clowns painting their faces and stuff. That's not mainstream biology and stuff, guys. The biology behind it is disruptive contrast to make themselves look invisible. The clown was just a convenience. Again, disruptive contrast works by a fish having contrasting colors that confuse a predator. The predator observes the pattern and does not see the fish. For example, in counter shading, since the dorsal side is dark, one above the fish will see the dark back against the darkness of the depths. One below the fish will see the light belly against the relatively sunlit background. This makes the fish hard to see at any angle. It's counter shading and disruptive contrast. That's the difference, guys. Nothing much, just hanging around with a new friend here. Did you know the royal family never eats crustaceans? A lot of people don't eat crustaceans and things out of the sea. I do. I like lobster. I'm not big on, I don't like clams and stuff because I'm used to using them as bait and stuff, guys. And remember, there's 6,000 species of sea anemone. And there's 29 species of anemone fishes. The outer epidermis of the 29 species of anemone fishes is covered with a special slimy mucus that the 6,000 species of sea anemone, it withstands its sting from the nematocystis. It's a mutualistic relationship. That's exactly what it is. They get protection. They never stray a few yards. That's why Finding Nemo and those movies are not, in marine biology, they're not accurate at all. Even when Nemo's mother passed away, the father would have became a woman. They're hermaphrodites, those 29 species. Always remember, 29 species of anemone fishes, 6,000, more than 6,000 species of sea anemones. One of the only enemies a sea anemone has is called a fireworm. A fireworm will actually, it'll kill a sea anemone and eat it. The fireworm's enemy is a pistol shrimp. See, a pistol shrimp can click its claws and create a bubble, and it can create heat that is, it's about as hot as the sun, and it kills the fireworm instantly. The pistol shrimp packs a punch. Good chat, guys. You guys are smart people. I appreciate you. Disruptive contrast. Easy stuff, guys. One of the hardest things in the ocean is invertebrates. That's the cephalopods. You have more than 800 species worldwide. Cephalo means head and pod means foot. So when they call them cephalopods, it means head foots. Remember that. The cuttle bones present in the cuttlefish. They do have skeletal structures other than their mouth structure. We always teach you guys about geographic distribution and mouth structure, how important it is. It's very important. It always is important. Stonefish are one of the worst, though, guys, out of all the species. And I would say out of the cephalopods, it's the blue-ringed octopus. Yeah, definitely. Stonefish will kill you. The blue-ringed octopus is terrible. The geographic distribution is Australia. You even touch this cephalopod, there's no antivenom. For example, if one of you guys, we were in Australia and you picked it up by mistake, because it's very small and very cute looking, you get stung by it, I have to take you right to the hospital, and the only way to keep you alive is you have to be put on breathing machines, and you're completely in paralysis, and they have to breathe for you for up to 17 hours, or you will die. The only way to survive that is to get to that breathing machine, or you will die. It's one of the most dangerous and nastiest things in the ocean. The Emperor of Japan, too. I didn't know what crustaceans, there's probably certain species, they don't want the royal family to get sick. The Emperor in Japan's not allowed to eat puffer fish. And there's more than 120 species of puffer fishes. They basically just gulp water into their stomach to inflate themselves. Defensive mechanism, basically, it's all it is. Make themselves so they can't get swallowed by other fishes. What are you guys up to? Bioluminescence, the emission and production of light by a living organism. That'd be more present in the 300 species of anglerfishes. Anglerfishes get their name because they mimic a fly fisherman. You can see that as they whip it back and forth. That's called an esca. And the esca holds a photophore, a light-producing organ. Photophores are usually cup-shaped and may have elaborate focusing lenses and reflectors to concentrate and direct the light produced by the photocytes. Photophores are generally controlled by nerves and are supplied with blood vessels. He says, Vance getting the next one. What is that? What did you say, Bunny? Photophores. Where were we? Vance. I don't know how to say Vance. Vance getting the next one. I don't have a Vance in here, buddy. What's unique about anglerfishes, too, they have one of the fastest bite reflexes in the animal kingdom. It's about 5-6 milliseconds, which is very fast. One of the fastest things in the ocean, too, is a copepod. 10,000 body lengths per second. One of the only animals with eyes. Again, back to Photophores, which are light-producing organs that create bioluminescence, which is the production and emission of light by a living organism. You know, well, photophores is a little advanced for you guys. A little bit. Where'd you go, Vance? It's out there with me. Yeah, but it's called an ESCA. And where were we? Photophores are generally controlled by nerves and supplied with the blood vessels that deliver the oxygen and energy sources needed for the light-producing chemical reaction. The two chemicals involved in the reaction are luciferase and luciferin. When they mix together, they create a heatless light. Oh yeah, he says 6 and 07. Hey, how you doing, buddy? That's all photophores are. That's the science behind photophores. It's the light-producing organ. An example of a terrestrial organism with a photophore, a light-emitting organ that creates bioluminescence, the emission and production of light by a living organism, is a firefly or a lightning bug. Terrestrial means of or relating to the earth or its inhabitants, living or growing on land, earthly, worldly. Just think too, sharks always survive. Where you guys at? Who's out there with me? Color change in fishes takes place as pigment is redistributed within the chromatophores. Each chromatophore located within the skin contains one type of pigment, black, red, or green. When pigment is dispersed, the color darkens, whereas lightening occurs when pigment is concentrated in the cell's center. Fishes change color with age, sex, breeding period, time of day, depth, stress, and why they sleep. I gotta go take a pee real quick. When I come back, I'll teach you more. Oh yeah. Yeah, pee real quick. Where you guys at, man? Who's with me out there? It's my fellow fish geeks at. Why are fish slimy, Dr. Fish? The slimy mucus probably serves to reduce friction between the fish's body and the water and lessen the possibility of parasites gaining a foothold in the fish's skin. Fish odors or body odor are found in a slimy covering. These odors diffuse into the surrounding water, alerting others to the fish's presence by chemical communication. Now, why are fish slimy, guys? Who's with me? Anybody with me? Drinking some coffee. Paris. I've never been to Paris. I hear it's beautiful, though. Eiffel Tower is one of the biggest structures made by man and stuff. I'd have to look up. It's not a fish, guys. You know, if it had slimy mucus and chemoreceptors and photophores and chromatophores, and we would understand it. Or even if it was an anemone fish, of course we're going to understand. I could write 10,000 words on an essay right now about an anemone fish. Especially when you get to pick one, and, you know, it's pretty easy. I always liked the anemone species. I always thought they were cool looking. Great white sharks always kind of scared me too. And you know the things I know about fishes and sharks. They're really scary actually with sharks. They recognize 5 mass extinctions too. Estimated it could be 6 in science. Sharks survived 4 of them. The first sharks lived 400 million years ago, 200 million years before the first dinosaurs. Sharks are often described as large voracious predators, yet about 80% of known species are less than 2 meters in length. Half of all shark species are less than 60 centimeters long, and some species barely attain a length of 30 centimeters. Many of these smaller shark species are found only on coral reefs. In marine biology, we recognize 3 different types of coral reefs. You have fringing reefs, they're the most common. Atolls, they're the oldest. And you have barrier reefs, which are the largest. Coral is a complex organism, part plant, part animal. Go on for hours about this stuff. It's like the ABCs. Pick a phylum. Arthropods are probably the hardest though. That's insects. In Greek, that means jointed feet. Arthropods. Paris. I want to go to Paris, Dr. Fish. Any swimming holes out there? I'm sure there is and stuff. I don't go swimming like that. I would if I went to the water, I'd go fishing. There's some good spots out here. But it's just gonna be for bass and stuff. Largemouth bass, my Crypteris salmoids. First swimming speeds 12 miles an hour, lifespan 16 years. Sees the world if it's looking through a pair of yellow sunglasses. I could distinguish among 24 different shades of color. Say it about that largemouth bass, my Crypteris salmoids. How fast can it swim? What's its lifespan? Spawn in 1 to 3 feet of water when the water hits what degrees, Dr. Fish? 64 degrees. Say it! Say it! Female bass holds 4,000 to 7,000 roe. Say it! Get excited for it. Get excited for the fishes. I like when people try to play fishes too at Dr. Fish. It doesn't work out for them. They really don't. I always loved it. Who's out there with me? Yes, fishy fish sticks. Oh, there he is. How fast can that fish swim? First swimming speeds of 20 miles an hour. Anadromous species. Don't shut up. Shut up over there, fish. Shut up. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking to myself. Fucking weirdo. That's good eating fish right there, stripers. That's a good one right there. That would have fed us, guys. We'd all been eating. That's a little guy, technically. They get twice as big. That's just a keeper. That's, I believe, 25, 26, 27 pound range. No, that was 26 pounds. I remember now. Yeah, if you catch them 52, 54, 56 pounds, that's considered a big guy. That's just a keeper. That's all that is a keeper. You know how you tell if they're male or female? Of course you fucking no idea, right? Just a fish, right? How can you tell how old it is, Dr. Fish? There's actually 2 different ways you can tell the age. It's from their scales and also the ears. I don't want to get off. I'm going to lay off this stuff, man. We're going to change the subject. I'm getting sounding like a robot a little too much, and I don't want. I can teach this, but this stuff's pretty easy. Not only can I teach it, I can hold them as I'm teaching. That's what makes a good teacher. You got to be able to hold them fishes, not just talk about them. Hang on, I'm making coffee real quick. Making me some coffee real quick. Oh yeah. Gotta make some coffee real quick. I always wanted to go fishing on another planet. You know, don't you think it'd be cool to be like an astronaut? Be like the fish astronaut, you know, get off my little spaceship and start casting. Catch it, cast in, the fish jumps out and eats my ass. Hold on, I'm heating up my coffee. Remember, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Three highest properties of water are surface tension, latent heat of fusion, and latent heat evaporation. Water is about 800 times more dense than the air and 30 times is viscous. Say it. pH is a measurement of the hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. It measures the acidity and alkalinity, Dr. Fish. The pH of pure water is 7. Ooh, that's a strong cup of coffee right there. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. You guys up to? Sorry about that, man. I had to heat up my coffee. Oh, yeah. What you guys up to? What's your favorite fish species out of all of them, if you had to pick? Number one selling fish in the world's a bluefin tuna. Eels are right there. Catadromous eels are right there because they have eel farms and they just sell them to Asian countries. People underestimate catadromous eels, how much money they make. Buku money. What's your guys' favorite fish species? You guys like arachnids? You guys are little spiders? These guys are easy. More than 50,000 species worldwide. 8 legs, 8 eyes, abdomen, thorax, cephalothorax. More than 3,000 species of arachnids alone out of the 50,000 species of arachnids in North America. Out of those 3,000 species in North America, 2 of which are venomous. Oh man, I just spilled my coffee. Damn it. Clean this up. I don't like having a little table not next to me. Who's out there with me? You guys up to? It's my little arachnid. Yeah, that was my last cup of coffee too. Damn it. Can't believe I just did that. Too bad with spilling coffees. I wasn't looking, I was looking at the phone. Yeah, arachnids are easy. The 2 species out of the 3,000 species in North America that are venomous are the brown recluse and the black widow. Black widows really won't hurt adults though, unless you're a smaller adult depending on your body weight. It's more with children. If you're less than 100 pounds. The venom can make you nausea, or give you nausea, give you a headache, make you feel sick to your stomach, a little tired, you'll feel hot and flush. Brown recluses are bad because when they bite you, they give off pheromones to communicate with other arachnids of that species. And they'll keep biting you. They're no good. Who's out there with me? He looks hungry, don't he? He got a big old mouth. These guys love shrimp. You want to hold one like that? Cast out shrimp. Guys don't cast out shrimp and go at night. You're going to listen to guys like me speak about fishes and show you pictures of them. Use shrimp at night. You want to hold fishes? Shrimp. Say it. Decapods. Every time you go, too. Not just one time or every time. You want to hold fishes to that camera? Use shrimp. %. Oh, it's nice out right now. Where'd you go, buddy? Paris police. Oh yeah. You type like K10 almost, buddy. Type like one of my buddies. I haven't seen it turned in blue. He hasn't stopped in. I gotta make, you know what it is? I have some bad managing moderators. I'm gonna make sure they didn't block my boy. I like that guy. I like a few people on YouTube. There's some good people on here. I try to keep to myself and stuff. All I do is work and stuff. And truthfully, with this fish knowledge tonight too, guys, I'm holding back. You know what I mean? I'm really not even trying. Fishes were easy for me. When you've been studying and went to school and you've been holding fishes for 30 years, it's pretty easy, guys. Well, 27, 28 years, truthfully. Ever since I was a little fat kid. Maybe 13 or 14 I started. I've been doing it for a long time. It's like the ABCs with these guys. From the ampulla of Lorenzini, which works in conjunction with the lateral line system and neural mast cells, the chemoreceptors, chromatophores, photophores, sepia. 7 species of sea turtles, Dr. Fish. Now it's easy. Sea turtles are pretty cool, guys. There's 7 species of sea turtles. You got 6 shelled and 1 soft-shelled leatherback. Leatherback's the largest. They can get 6 to 10 feet and have a weight of 12. They can get up to 1,200 pounds to even excess of 1,500 pounds. Sea turtles always lay about 100 eggs, and they lay their eggs. It's called a clutch. Incubation period's about 60 days. Sea turtles bury their eggs for 3 important reasons. To protect them from terrestrial predators such as gulls, crabs, and rats that prowl the beach. And unlike the bird egg, the reptilian egg needs to remain moist, it'll dehydrate, and also incubation to keep the egg at the right temperature. The eggs hatch in about 60 days. Baby sea turtles weigh about 2 ounces, and they scramble towards the sea. And that's when they're most vulnerable their whole lives. You know what I mean, Frank? Dr. Fish used to sleep with them books. Literally fish sticks. I'm hooked on a feeling. He's out there with me. You guys ever heard of ambergris? Waxy substance comes from a sperm whale. You guys heard of ambergris? You know why they call them sperm whales? Something we're gonna have to remedy. Sperm whales are easy. Oh yeah. Damn, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And I want some sperm whale. Call them sperm whales because in their head they have spermaceti organ, 4 tons of oil. They get about 60 feet. Max duration of breath hold, 138 minutes. Dive down excess of 1,000 meters. Deepest diving marine mammal, sperm whale. Oh yeah. Who's with me? Who's my Moby Dick? You guys like sperm whales? They're one of 3 apex predators in the sea, along with great white sharks and orcas. Out of the 3, orcas are the baddest, though. Most dangerous thing in the ocean for other marine life is an orca. That's why they call them the killer whale, because they can kill anything, even a great white shark, with ease. Who's out there with me? Who wants to be my shark? Who's my shark? Shark Attack. Tubular. Yeah, the movie Jaws was directed by Steven Spielberg in 1975. It was based on the novel Peter Benchley in 1974. It was all based on the New Jersey Shore attacks of 1916. 4 fatalities and 1 got bitten on their foot. Rest in peace to Lester Stillwell. I like Lester Stillwell. Yeah. Hi. How are you? How do you do? Here's my Lester Stillwell out there. Lester Stillwell was 12 years old when he was killed in the Mattawan Creek in New Jersey. He was one of the victims of the New Jersey Shore attacks of 1916. You guys can thank that boy and the 3 others that died too, and the one that got bitten on his foot. That's why we have that movie Jaws. Thank you, Lester Stillwell. You guys probably never even heard his name. It's alright. What was unique about the New Jersey Shore attacks is they did find human remains in a great white shark, but the Mattawan Creek is a freshwater environment. None of the more than, we don't, in marine biology, we always estimate. We don't really know how many species of sharks there are, but there's more than 400 species. You know what I mean? Frank, who's out there with me? Talk to me. Talk to the doc. Yo, fish, you look like you was about to jump out the van. Yo, fish, you gonna jump out the van? Yo, fish, you look like you ready to jump out the minivan. Here's my buddies. I always like turtles too. They're pretty easy. They really are. Oh yeah. Myrtle the turtle. I likes Myrtle. This is what's out here in Iowa. That's called out here. That's what they look like. And bass are a little smaller out here, in my personal opinion. You guys up to? Look, there he is. Burst swimming speed 12 miles an hour. He's just chilling there, huh? You guys get sunglasses and put them on where they look a little yellow, and now you know how a largemouth bass sees. Fishes see how we do with cone and rod receptors, but they see color and shades. Like, for example, if you put on sunglasses that look yellow and stuff, that's how a largemouth bass, that's the shade they see the world in. A lot of people don't know that. It's okay, though. It's my business to know. It's not your guys' business. It's okay, Frank. Oh, yeah. You guys up to out there? Got no love for the set? That's a pretty sky, huh? Climbing a tree the other day. I got a nice bird in a nest. Tetrapod, second largest group of vertebrates. Hi. How are you? How do you do? Who's with me? I can't believe all the dinosaurs that were killed in that mass extinction. Like, none of them even survived, like, in the water either, but sharks did. I find that amazing. That everything in that mass extinction, it didn't even kill the shark. Sharks are survivors. Out of all, there's 3 classes of living fishes. The jawless fishes, the cartilaginous fishes, and the bony fishes. They're distinguished from one another by the structure of their mouths, by the different types of skeletal structures they have. Sharks are survivors out of all the species, out of everything that swims. They're unique, very unique. Oh, that's a good cup of coffee. It's a shame it spilled on me, my coffee. Great white sharks are the third largest fish in the sea. Have an average length of 13 to 16 feet, average weight of 1,500 to 2,450 pounds. Dermal denticles is present. Ampoule of Lorenzini working in conjunction with lateral line system. Heterospherical tail. Nictitating membranes. 300 teeth. Take 50 You go on for hours with this stuff. It's like the AB. It's so easy, man. It really is. Biology. That's why I always excelled with biology. It was always easy for me. It always was. It was out there with me. You guys up to? Appreciate you guys just hanging out with me, man. I'm just chilling. Thinking about fishes. The only marine fish to use tools is called a tusk fish. Geographic distribution, Great Barrier Reef. It likes to use its mouth structure and grab mollusks and use the reef to open them. It's the only marine fish to use tool use. Remember that. Write it down in your notebook. That's a gem right there. A gem. Tusk fish are kind of ugly looking too. They really are. Parrotfish are pretty cool. You ever see the fish with the stripes in too? It's called a sergeant major. Just like it in the military and stuff. Physiology and morphological features, just looking at typical fish characteristics, will tell you how it swims. And when you have these guys in front of you and you open them up and look at their myomeres and you know their geographic distribution, evolutionary relationships, and their trophic interreactions, when you open them up, it speaks to you too. You'll know how fast they are. You'll know how old they are. Especially you put certain scales and certain things in their ears under microscopes. Tell you their age. I'll give you a good estimate. It's like trees have rings, so do the scales, and they can be counted properly. In a lab setting, to always tell a fish's age, depending on which class of living fish it is. So there's 3 classes of living fishes, remember? Just in the bony fishes, the ray fin fishes, that's more than 30,000 species worldwide. That's 30,000 different geographic distributions. It's crazy. I gotta pee again, man. I'm tired of peeing. Got to take a Van Winkle. I need a Van Winkle fish. Yeah, but trout are good eating fishes. I don't mind trout. I don't mind trout at all. Dr. Fish. Listen, Dr. Fish. Tell me more. There's so much. There's so much with fishes, it's ridiculous. Covered a lot of ground from slimy mucus, bioluminescence, photophores, chromatophores, and dropping some gems on you guys. Red sky at night. No, that's an old thing. Remember, it was like pink in the morning, sailors take warning. Pink at night is a sailor's delight. There are 14 species of clouds in 3 different families. Even fog, according to the international definition, is considered a cloud. It has the same biology and makeup as a cloud. But there's 14 species of clouds. Oh yeah. Pretty interested in the moon lately too. There's definitely something going on in the moon. Definitely. Did you guys hear they were trying to say the moon was a hologram? See, that wouldn't make sense though, because Sir Isaac Newton recognized the principles of tides in 1687, and the moon is very crucial towards it. There are four natural forces on Earth that always happen anyway. You have weak nuclear, strong nuclear, electromagnetism, and gravity. We're having big problems right now on the Atlantic Ocean with electrical fields. The sea anomaly right now is very bad, what's going on. I have no idea. That can make the poles shift. It could do a lot of different things what's going on in the Atlantic right now. And it seems like it's just happening and no one knows why. In science, we are always taught external factors. And external factors are very, very, very important. Even species names are important and stuff. Because when you change geographic distribution, things change. What's up, buddy? Henry Morgan. You change geographic distribution, things change. For example, a dolphin fish is called a dolphin fish in the United States. In Spanish countries, it's called a dorado. In Hawaii, it's called a mahi-mahi. That's why species names are always important, because it tells geographic distribution. Because if you don't, you're going to be running all over the place. Even in Australia, they call that third largest fish in the world, they call them white death. They give slangs, but you have to know what a species is. Species is a group of closely related individuals classified as a species by a competent taxonomist on the basis of anatomy, physiology, and other characteristics, including genetic comparisons where possible. It's important to know the species, or you will get confused. Especially when you switch geographic distribution, and not the whole world doesn't speak English either when you travel across the world. Not a lot of English speakers. English is considered the language of the educated. It always was. It's just because it's the hardest language to use, and you can use it in different ways. That's why they speak of it, the language of the educated. English, you could do many different things with it. That's why a lot of foreign people struggle with pronouns and sentence structure. It's because they have to recognize the 4 types of sentences. They have to understand minor and major details. They have to understand a thesis, the thought, and they get confused by that and say things backwards or use words out of text. I'm gonna kiss you all over, and over and over and again. I wanna kiss you all over. Where'd you go, Henry? Oh yeah, it looked like you said you like Christopher Columbus. I like Columbus too. Christopher Columbus was no joke though. He really was like a pirate with a good writer. Christopher Columbus was no joke. Some of the things he pulled. He's one that dealt with bioluminescence. He named the Bahamas Christopher Columbus. Bahamas means shallow seas. He named it. Remember in 1492 when he was sailing the ocean blue? He named the Bahamas shallow seas because a lot of ships were wrecking. They underestimated how shallow it was. They're in the open ocean. You gotta remember, the average depth of the ocean is 3,800 meters. In the Bahamas, that changes. And there would be a lot of shipwrecks. A lot of treasure in the Bahamas. A lot of ships that just went missing, guys. There's that one shipwreck, I forget. I know my ships too. There's a few that were very important. There's that one, I forget where it sank at. It's one of the most, they still can't find it. I'd have to look up the name. It's not a fish, so. But you always, when you're studying marine biology over the years, you always learn about the wrecks and stuff. Because wrecks create structure, and structure is important in fishing. That's why we have a golden rule. The golden rule is for any structure to be productive, it must have immediate access to deeper water. Fishes use that as an escape route. It's very important. It's the golden rule. Oh yeah. Dr. Fish, what is your golden rule? You sea cucumber? Sea cucumbers are another one. They actually have something like adaptations, and adaptations are characteristics that help an organism survive in its environment or reproduce. Depending on their geographic distribution, certain species of sea cucumbers have problems with a species of bony fish called a pearlfish. It likes to swim inside them and live in their stomach and steal their food. But sea cucumbers actually have an adaptation in their stomach where they have teeth and can crush and eat the pearlfish. Absolutely amazing. Who's with me? Who's my fireworm? We're gonna go eat some sea anemones. Who's my pistol shrimp? I always like peacock bass too. They're pretty cool. The reason there's more than, that's why Florida does so well, because fishes are ectothermic, and it mimics their environment, their indigenous environment. That's why they got more than 30 invasive species that don't live in Florida. It's because it mimics their environment, whether they're blue tilapia, peacock bass, northern snakehead, it mimics their environment. It's perfect for them, Florida. And you have alligators out there too. There's 24 different species of crocodilians. Saltwater crocodiles, the largest. Salties can swim 600 miles out in sea. That's why they're recognized in marine biology and considered a marine reptile, because that's why certain geographic distribution, you go to Australia, they start calling them salties. It's because they can swim 600 miles out to the sea, which qualifies them for membership in marine biology, because their geographic distribution's what? Saltwater. I gotta use the bathroom again, man. This coffee makes me pee, man. If I was a fish, I'd have a one-way digestive system, and if I had to pee, I would be excreting myself. Fish's penis is actually more present in that of the three classes of fishes. It's cartilaginous, what we call a clasper. Fish sperm's called milk. 3 different ways to say eggs are eggs, roe, and caviar. Say it! Alright, I use the bathroom. Good, man. I peed that as hell, boy. He's out there with me. What you guys up to? Like that stream? What's up, Daniel Barry? 2 for 2, baby. 5 for 5. Teaching marine biology a little bit, kind of holding back, Danny. The typical fish is adapted to live in water. It possesses gills for breathing, fins for locomotion and stabilization, has an internal skeleton, often is covered with scales and are ectothermic, cold-blooded, meaning their body temperature fluctuates with the surrounding environment. They can't regulate their internal temperature. The surrounding water regulates the fish's body temperature, affecting their metabolic rates. If the water is cold, the fish will become lethargic, sluggish, not active. If the water is too warm, the fish will become dormant. If the water is in the fish's temperature preference, the fish will become moderately active. That differs in warm-bodied fishes such as a tuna because the exceptional speed of the tuna-like fishes is due to their streamlined body, small and smooth scales, non-bulging eyes, and retractable fins, and numerous small median finlets that reduce turbulence. Nearly 75% of the total body weight of a tuna is composed of swimming muscles. The major blood source for the red muscle masses of most tuna is a cutaneous artery that's associated with extensive countercurrent heat exchangers that facilitate the heat retention within the red muscles. You know, I could go on with this stuff for hours. Grab your notebooks, guys. You guys want to learn fishes? I'll blow your socks off. Grab your notebooks. You want to learn? Grab your notebooks, kids. Write that down. Memorize it. I'll never steer you wrong with fishes. Ever. You will learn. Who else is with me? Let's jump to something else. Jump to something hard in the ocean. What's hard in the ocean? What's hard in the ocean? Danny's hard in the ocean. I want to see Daniel Barry. I'm going to learn, Danny. Danny, I want to learn, Danny. What's another one? We went over slimy nuke, anadromous, catadromous. Easy, buddy. Danny. Yeah, Columbus was like a pirate, buddy. When he was coming to the New World, he reported in his journal seeing candles moving in the sea that were lighting up. According to Columbus's geographic distribution, what he was seeing was the mating ritual of the Bermuda fireworm. Write it down. Probably the only guy in a 100-mile radius that knows that. These guys don't even know what a Bermuda fireworm is. It's like a weirdo. Nerd alert. Hey, fish. We're on to you, nerd Urkel. You sound like Urkel tonight, fish. Hey, Urkel. Where'd you go, Danny? Urkel. Chemoreceptors in fishes detect. Guys, talk to me. Red sky at night. You guys know why the sky is blue? Come on, man. Why is the sky blue? Who knows this? You're not too tired to hit that little button? Happy Friday, buddy. Happy Friday, buddy. Your Friday lesson is annelids, worms, 9,000 species. Annelids means little rings. You ever hold that worm in your hand, look at them little rings, and say annelid. Then say segmentation. Say it. Say it! I hope them 17 species of penguins excite you like they excite me with the little burst swimming speeds of 10 miles an hour. Do they excite you? Are you excited? Sharks mess penguins up, though. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You see sea turtles and penguins, stay out of the water. Unlearn everything you learned about the ocean. Listen to Dr. Fish. You see penguins on a trip or a bunch of sea turtles, don't jump in the water and swim with them. There's something that loves to eat sea turtles. It's their favorite food. It's a tiger shark. They can get to 23 feet and 1,800 pounds. It'll be the last thing you won't even see them coming. Oh yeah. It's a creature with that geographic distribution. It's a Bermuda fire worm. See, when they're giving off bioluminescence, it's similar to courtship behavior in aquatic vertebrate. Courtship behavior ensures that males and females of the same species recognize one another so that mating and reproduction can occur. In species like that, they communicate with bioluminescence, which is the production and emission of light by a living organism. It's not a fish, it's not aquatic vertebrate. But that's what he was seeing, the mating ritual, because when they're lighting up like that, they're communicating with each other to carry on their life process. That's what courtship behavior is. It's a prime example right there, but we're using bioluminescence instead for communication. That's a good example of bioluminescence with the Bermuda fireworm. I always wanted to go to Bermuda. Ever since I seen The Sword in the Stone when I was a little boy and Merlin was like, fly me to Bermuda. I always wanted to go to Bermuda. Remember he came back all tan, his beard all long and shit, Merlin? Merlin was based on a real character. But he was like a dirty man though. There was a lot, how he lived in that tower, even in The Sword in the Stone, the original movie. There's similarities with Merlin. He was kind of a hermit. He was a little weird, Merlin. He was feared, though. The rocks along the Puget Sound glow in the dark. The rocks along the Puget Sound, that's an example of bioluminescence. There's certain species that you can't see unless they're under a microscope, such as dinoflagellates. They give off light. It's the two chemicals, luciferase and luciferin. Luciferase is an enzyme that catalyzes the oxidation of luciferin, and they mix together to create a heatless light. Think of Lucifer, the light bearer, the light bringer, bringer of light. That's why it's luciferin and luciferase. You understand? It means light. Origins of words. That's all it is. And it's a heatless light, too. It's a heatless light with photophores and bioluminescence. Very simple stuff. It really is. Depending on your geographic distribution, though. The more you travel, the weirder the ocean can get. Next thing to go extinct in the ocean is going to be the vaquita, guys. There's 6 species of porpoises. The vaquita is the smallest. Geographic distributions, the Gulf of California. Not a lot of vaquitas left. There's 90 species of cetaceans. Characteristics of marine mammal: respiratory system designed to breathe atmospheric air, endothermic, warm-blooded. They give live birth. Milk-producing mammary glands to nurse their young. Dolphins actually do have hair on their lower jaw, and they all have a well-developed brain that they inherited from their terrestrial ancestors. A dolphin's brain is actually larger than a human's brain, but brain-to-body weight ratio is greater in humans, meaning we use more of our brain. Dolphins can swim about 25 to 31 miles an hour, depending on if they're bow riding or using minimum cost of transport. Hold their breath to 8 to 12 minutes. That's their max duration of breath hold. And they could dive down to 535 meters. Get your notebooks. Conical teeth. Say it. Conical. Hold on, let me drink something, buddy. My mouth's dry. I'm parched. It's good talking to you, Henry Morgan, buddy. Is your dad Captain Morgan? Because he kicked my ass before. Is your dad Captain Morgan, Henry? Henry Morgan. It sounds like a beer. Yeah. Can I get 3 Henry Morgans? It does sound like a beer, doesn't it? So what's your geographic distribution, your evolutionary interrelationships, and your trophic interactions? What's up, buddy? Yeah, blue ring octopus, stonefish, and box jellyfish. Jellyfish's skeletal structure is the water, guys. They have a gelatinous skeletal structure. That's why they look like a blob when they're out of the water, but when they're in the water, that cyphozoan, their skeletal structure is the water. A lot of people don't realize that. They're in a 3-dimensional world of hide and seek. And that water is their skeletal structure. And they move by retracting their bell with their gelatinous skeletal structure that's supported by the surrounding water. Jellyfishes are easy. Jellyfishes, sponges. Even sponges are animals, more than 700 million years old. Sponges take food into their mantle cavities, which qualifies them for membership in the animal kingdom. And that's why sponges are considered animals. It has a name. What's the name, guys? Come on. Starts with an H. Or does it? Who's out there with me? Oh yeah. Jellyfishes are also some of the oldest things in the ocean too. You guys know what the oldest tree in the world is? It's called a bristlecone pine tree. It's the oldest tree in the world. Hold on, I got indigestion. I got some indigestion and I feel like correction fisheria. Oh, you are Captain Morgan? I hear you, buddy. Me and the captain make it happen. Excretion. One-way digestive system. Fishes have a 2-chambered heart. Please discuss the circulatory system and relate it to the bony fishes and compare it to cartilaginous, and finish with the agnathins, which in Greek means no jaws. You know what I mean? It's the questions you guys should be asking. You'd have to study this stuff to understand. You'd have to ask questions like this. Out of the 3 classes of living fishes, which group is the most successful group of fishes? These are real questions, you know? The bony fishes are the most successful group of fishes for a number of reasons. The development of paired fins enabled them to swim at greater speeds and achieve great maneuverability. I can go on for hours with this stuff. It's so easy, man. It really is. What's another one, man? What's something hard in the ocean? Let me think of something hard. Out of all of them, let me think of something that's really hard. Extremophiles. Extremophiles can be hard because they're hard to study. They're hard to document. I like extremophiles, though. They call them because they can survive extreme environments, their geographic distribution. Some, because the average salinity of the ocean is 35 parts per thousand. It's highest actually in one of the seas, the Red Sea. It's 40 parts per thousand. But there's certain extremophiles that are salt lovers that can tolerate salinities that'll kill other fishes. You have ones in hydrothermal vents that can survive certain temperatures that are extreme. That's why they're extremophiles. Who's out there with me? He says, the rocks along the Puget Sound glow in the dark. Dinoflagellates. There's a lot of things you can't see in the water. You remember, certain parts of the ocean, like I've talked before in other streams, certain water is going to look void, it's going to look blue, and certain water is going to look green. The water that looks a little greener, we know from science, we know that's chlorophyll A, so that's telling me that's plankton. or phytoplankton. They basically use photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a biochemical process that uses light-absorbing pigments such as chlorophyll to capture energy from the sun. It's a green pigment. Photosynthesis happens in the light reaction. That's why the water looks green. You understand? Plankton in Greek means to drift and wander. Then you have zooplankton. You go to a zoo, you see animals. Plankton means to drift or wander. So what is zooplankton? It's animals that drift and wander, right? That's what zooplankton is. Who's with me? Who's my zooplankton? One of the most important things in the ocean is krill. Other than plankton, which really supports over half the oxygen we breathe, is from the ocean. A lot of people don't understand this. Where the oxygen, because they think it's just trees. Trees are green too. Why do you think that water's green? Just post it up. I just thought I saw a light over there. Like, oh. Who's out there with me? This is my phytoplankton. They're so important in the ocean, even zooplankton. Many fishes begin life as tiny zooplankton, then gradually develop into nectonic animals as their size increases and swimming abilities improve. And most of the fishes, like I said, by looking at the structure of a fish's mouth, you can tell that fish makes its living, gathers food. You can tell whether it's going to be a predator, grazer, a parasite, a nibbler, a sucker, or a strainer. A lot of them depend on phytoplankton. Very important. It's one of the most important things. It is the most important. But I always thought krill was important. That's more important for the marine mammals. If krill died off, which is a shrimp-like crustacean, Euphausiacea, krill, if it died off, a lot of the cetacean species would die off. Who's out there with me? Who's my krill? I love green tea. I don't know why I like it, but I do. I don't know why I like it, but I do. Yeah, the fireworms. I always thought fireworms were cool too. Sea anemone's no match for them now. Oh yeah. What are you guys up to? Who's out there with me? What are you up to, Captain Morgan? I wonder why they called him Captain Morgan. You know what I mean? I'm in Alaskan bush where it doesn't get dark right now, but photosynthesis happens at night. I hear you. That's pretty cool. Photosynthesis is important. That's why you go to certain tropical areas. Again, geographic distribution is important because water will look blue in certain parts of the ocean and it won't, because you have something called even Gulf Stream. We call the Gulf Streams and certain things like that, we call them rivers in the sea. Even Benjamin Franklin recognized this back in colonial times, and because he noticed the British ships were crossing the ocean faster than American ships, and he recognized these rivers in the sea. The Gulf Stream can move about 5.6 miles per hour too. If you ride these Gulf Streams, and they're all throughout the ocean depending on your geographic distribution. It's not just the Gulf Stream. Look at the Gulf Stream's geographic distribution. Look even at the Gulf of Mexico, which changed to the Gulf of California. That's 618,000 square miles of water. But you go to certain places off Asian countries and stuff, they're going to have different streams, which are rivers in the sea. And you have to recognize this so you can cross the ocean faster and stuff. And they did. And they recognized it so they could keep up with the British ships. That's why the Gulf Stream and other streams like that are very important. Rivers in the sea. And Benjamin Franklin was the one that recognized that. He used to piss him off. He'd be sitting there. How come they're getting here faster? Because they'd wait on supplies and stuff. He started recognizing them rivers in the sea. Benjamin Franklin. Oh, yeah. My boy, Big Ben. I learned a lot about Benjamin Franklin. They said he had a weird sense of humor. Benjamin Franklin was into older women. He used to joke about how a woman's face and her age could change, but her private areas don't change. Benjamin Franklin. Rumored to dress women up like nuns and have orgies with them. Benjamin Franklin. There's a lot. I had to. Benjamin Franklin was always interesting to me. Him, Da Vinci, Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton's another one. Genius. He was really trying to turn lead into gold. He was so into alchemy. I wish if he would have applied himself more, he would have been. He's credited as the greatest scientist of all time, as Sir Isaac Newton. Greatest marine biologist of all time, Dr. Fish. No, it's Charles Darwin gets the credit. He sailed on the HMS Beagle from 1831 to 1836, a 5-year voyage. He had 5 years experience on the water, even though he was fascinated with arthropods, insects. There's, in a royal mile of land, there are more insects in that royal mile of land than there are people in the world. Charles Darwin always was fascinated with bugs. I read his book twice. And I don't believe in evolution, though. It's a theory. I support Charles Darwin on adaptations, and his knowledge for species is some of the best I've ever seen. Charles Darwin is absolutely amazing. There's a fire. I've said this in other streams. There was a fire. There's more than 168,000 species of moths. There was a fire, and the moths started changing the color of the bark of the tree after it was burnt. And he switched drawings a little bit, and I don't want to, how can I say this? I don't want to discredit the man or beat him up in anything. Rest in peace to him, and I enjoyed reading his literature. But he shows adaptations. Adaptations aren't a theory. Remember, it's called the theory of evolution. It's called the Darwinian theory. I believe in intelligent design. Just like I'm streaming off this. This is evolution in dummy terms. You see this phone that you're watching me on? We're not going to bang. Here it is, but now it's going to evolve. We're not going to ask where it came from when you know damn well the phone was intelligently designed. We're way more advanced than this phone. Somebody had to intelligently design this phone. You know what I mean? I believe in intelligent design. Again, I'm streaming off this phone as you watch. Bang. Here's the phone, but it's going to evolve. We're not going to worry about the bang. Evolution, nothing working for nothing by nothing, begot everything. It doesn't make sense. And that's coming from a marine biologist. I had to study mutation because in marine biology we have to relate mutations to adaptations to gene flow, or is it an evolutionary adaptations, which are the expressions of the change of, you understand? It's just so much. It really is, brother. It's too much. They went to Antarctica. A lot of them did. Our Darwin went everywhere. But he posted up in the Galapagos Islands. He even had a tortoise named Harriet. His mother died in Shrewsbury, England when he was 8 years old. You know everything about that man. His wife thought he was crazy, and so did the captain. He dealt with he was so obsessed with his work that the captain wanted to throw him overboard on the HMS Beagle. Because he was so obsessive. Picture a man on a ship that didn't shower, and all he did was speak about animals. He was just obsessed with insects. Charles Darwin had an erection for insects. That was his thing. even being credited as the greatest marine biologist ever. He was really fascinated in arthropods again. Because nobody was discussing beetles and certain things. He was just loved insects. Loved it. He like turned him on like I've never seen. Einstein was another one I liked. Einstein, Darwin, and Isaac Newton. Leonardo da Vinci kind of pissed me off a little bit because he was such a gifted artist. He would go around and copy other people's, not their artwork. He was one of the greatest artists ever, other than Michelangelo, Rembrandt, Picasso. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, it's all fascinating. But Einstein always fascinated me too. And true science is physics. It really is. There is no science without physics. I just don't like how it's all theories though. That's why I studied biology. It's not a lot of theories. Look at evolution, that's really about it. Even mathematics, there's not a lot of mathematics in the... I mean, there is, but there's not. It would be more of... It depends on your geographic distribution. It does. It really does. It depends on the species. Oh, yeah, damn, the sun's coming up. The blue hour. That's why they call it the blue hour. I always like the blue hour. Everything lights up in the woods. You be all in the woods right now. Everything looks blue.